When I say Mexico, what comes to your mind? Tequila, mezcal, parties? But let me show you another side of Mexico.
It's almost 5 in the morning and I'm walking by myself.
No, it's not what you think. I booked an early morning tour, so I had to catch the public bus to get to the pickup location where the tour bus was going to pick me up from. It was a little far, so I caught the bus, otherwise I would have just walked. And if you're thinking about safety,
When people say Cancun is unsafe, I feel like it's unsafe if you go looking for trouble. Otherwise, I have not been bothered in the past 2 days, thankfully. Fingers crossed it stays that way. But yeah, how I was expecting the unsafe to be, it's not like that.
okay, but you must be thinking, why am I out so early in the morning? Well, because I had booked an early morning Chichen Itza tour because I wanted to see the other side of Mexico, the cultural side, the Mayan civilization history side. So what's better than going on a day tour to Chichen Itza from Cancun? And although there are a lot of different companies that take you here, but I booked this early access tour because I wanted to go there first and see the place as soon as it opens. And I found this pretty budget-friendly deal on GetYourGuide, which had the Chichen Itza tour, a cenote, buffet lunch, and transportation from my hotel in Cancun. Chichen Itza is about 2 hours from Cancun, so that's how much time you will be spending in the bus. So make sure you have got enough water and your snacks in with you. And then as we got closer to our destination, our lovely guide Esther gave us a beautiful history lesson. She told us all about the Mayan civilization, their gods, their calendars, their prophecies, all the mysteries. In short, it was a beautiful introduction. And the fact that we were able to touch these artifacts, it felt pretty cool.
And I've just reached Chichen Itza. Looks like if you want to take your GoPro or professional camera inside, it's 50 pesos. But that's not the problem, the queue is huge. So I'm going to use my phone to record this vlog of Chichen Itza. But I'm super excited because I got to know a lot about the culture and history. So let's go. He's part of the group now. A few things to remember. Carry water, wear sunscreen, carry a hat, sunglasses, because it gets really hot over here. So the entrance fee to Chichen Itza is about $35 or 644 Mexican pesos. In this tour it was not included, a lot of tours included. But just keep some cash on you to pay for that. Cameras and tripods and everything, if you want to take in, they're considered professional equipment, so they charge about 50 pesos for that. I left my GoPro, that's why, inside because the queue is pretty long for that. Drones are prohibited, so you can't really fly drones. You can't even take them inside, so forget about flying your drones here. Gracias. Welcome to Chichen Itza. This is so amazing, and the reason for me to come to Cancun was to visit this Mayan temple. I got an early morning tour because it gets really hot otherwise, and it gets very crowded as well. So although there are a lot of tour buses still at the moment, but it gets busier, so you can imagine how busy it can be. And I got this from GetYourGuide, and the tour operator is Amigo Tours. It feels so good to be in the shade. But yeah, this is beautiful. A little glimpse of Mayan culture and history. I'm a history buff, if you can't still tell.
There were both English and Spanish speaking people in the group, so we were divided into two, and Rodrigo, this person, super cool, super knowledgeable, was the guide for English speakers, and Esther was the guide for Spanish speakers.
At the King's Palace window, on time, 5:36 a.m. So 5:36 p.m., the sunset is in between the Pyramid of Giza and Cheops. Do you know where is it? And Miami people got a lot.
Rodrigo told us so much about the history of this place, its significance, what's inside the temple, why it's like this, why we can't go in, what happened, every single detail to the T. And it was so good to hear him tell the story of his people to us who were super curious about what lies here. It's not just a stone structure, it has massive significance. And I'll be honest, I don't remember everything, but here are some bits that you would be interested to know.
The chamber was opened, but in September 1999, one visitor he tried to steal the jade eyes of the jaguar king.
Oh.
So because one stupid person, they closed the door. Would you like to know what they find out?
Yes.
Another 4 pyramids underneath, upside down.
So under the main.
Under the main pyramids, they discovered four upside down pyramids. 57 feet down the ground, underneath, at the corners. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
If you're thinking, what are we doing? Then go back a few seconds, listen to the sound that comes back and focus on it. Doesn't it sound like a bird? I don't know how clear it is in the video, but when we were there, it sounded like a bird. Loud and clear. Rodrigo told us that this is not an echo because of the walls or the acoustics of the temple. It is because of the vibration that goes through the claps and is amplified due to the water present inside the temple. And the echo does not work with anything else.
1, 2, 3. Didn't have breakfast this morning. One more time. Kukulkan.
Kukulkan. Oh wow.
If you're coming to Chichen Itza, make sure you come with a guided tour because you need to know the culture and history of this place to appreciate it. It's very vast, it's very much like very scientific, and unless you know the history, you won't be able to appreciate the place and you'll think that you waste money. That's the reason why I got this tour, that I could understand all about the culture, at least whatever I could take in, and know what's the significance of this place and the history, science, everything behind it, because I'm always intrigued by Mayan culture. I don't know, for some reason. I watched this place ages ago on some kind of TV show or something, a cartoon maybe. And since then I have been wanting to come here and I wanted to know more about this place. So yeah, this is it. It's amazing. It's so good to know the different types of cultures and the significances from a local. So definitely recommend a guided tour. And this one, I'm pretty happy with it as well. It's not that expensive, and then you get to speak with the local guides who have lived here all their lives and know everything about it from their ancestors and families. So a great experience. I'm pretty happy with today. So this is where Chichen Itza tour ends. Taking the early access tour was a good idea. That was a lot of people.
And a lot more there. After Chichen Itza, our tour was not done yet. We headed to Chichikan cenote, where we were supposed to have lunch, meet some Mayan community, and jump into a cenote. Our visit started off with meeting a shaman who cleansed our aura with a small ritual which felt pretty cool.
Say hello, our shaman. Malokin.
Malokin.
Malokim. Malokim desh. Kikesh. Insukunesh, inwitsnesh. Yan tenup eki mag-olal ink ang kabelesh. Way tulumitus king kustal utyalik imbela. Tata. Yan tenup eki mag-olal imans kasi olal tutasusu tabayshe. Yung botik tech upa, yung silko pintawetlesh. As ikityo, kyalo sibito olat yun hot yung kantuk ilum. Techkahaan ko.
And as any other tour group, we was led to a gift shop where I did not really buy anything because I find them a little overpriced and not worth collecting personally. From here, I headed for lunch because I was pretty famished, and I actually did not record the lunch. It was a great buffet, a lot of different kinds of food options, but I was pretty famished, so I hogged down everything as soon as I got it in my plate. The tour included lunch but not drinks, so if you wanted to get some drinks, it was paid. And once I was done with lunch, I headed to jump into the cenote. There are locker facilities here, but you have to rent it out for about 50 pesos. And you can also rent out towels, but I had my own, so I did not do that.
Shower quick.
Shower first, okay. Let's go. I'm gonna life jacket in because my ass can't swim.
But also it's mandatory to have life jackets on when you are swimming in a cenote, and they rent it out for 60 pesos. This was not included in the tour, so you really need to have some cash in hand for these extra expenses. To be very honest, the sinkhole looked beautiful from above, but as I descended to the bottom and stepped into the water, I saw that the water is not great. It was green, murky, and there were lots of fishes that kept coming close to me, which I personally don't like. There were people who didn't mind that, but it did not look really nice. There was only this part of where the water was coming down, which looked beautiful, but apart from that, I was a little disappointed at this place. I was imagining a cenote to be blue with clear water, but this one was a little disappointing as this is not what I was expecting it to be. A lot of people went in the water. I tried my best to go in, but I could not gain the confidence to get in there, and I was also not sure how clean the water was because, I mean, look at that. So I just stayed outside, chilled around here, took some amazing photos, which was actually a good place to take photos. But yeah, this cenote did not really meet my expectations.
It just started raining.
Oh no.
It was a good day, and now heading back with wet clothes, wet hair. I need to take a shower. I'll probably go in the pool. But heading back now. This was a great day tour from Cancun. If you're coming here for the first time, don't miss this. Chichen Itza is a must-do.
And that is how I spent a day outside of the Cancun's party scene, learning more about Cancun's other side, the historical and cultural side, and I am motivated to come to Mexico next time just to experience the culture and history and indulge in a more local experience. I've put down the link to book this tour in my description box, and I will see you next week with another video where I'll show you how I spent 3 days in Cancun. 3 amazing days. I did a lot and you would want to watch all of that. So I'll see you next week. Bye!